Hey everybody, sflogicninja here, or you can call me David Earl. I don't care. So, first order of business, I finally got myself an iPhone, right? And noticed that YouTube's on there and you can see most of my stuff on YouTube, but if you're not connected to the internet, it's kind of a problem. So what I did is I uploaded the raw content, rough, rugged, uncut. And it's in my public folder on my iDisk, sflogicninja. So go there and grab them. They're in the iPhone folder, and throw them in iTunes or throw them on your iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, you can use iTunes. So that's the first order of business. Next order of business is we got Moldover coming in here on the 14th. Anybody who's in the Bay Area or near the Bay Area should definitely check this guy out. He's fantastic. All the details are on pyramide.com. Also, what was the last one? Oh yeah, I'm going to be in Miami at the Winter Music Conference. So you can check that out on the Remix Mag website, or you can also get the info on pyramide.com. Also, I'll be blogging on pyramide.com pretty much every day now. I'm just going to go ahead and update that, as well as use Twitter. You can now find sflogicninja on Twitter and see the mundane things that I do every single day, day in, day out. There you go. Alright, now a couple of things I wanted to go over. I've been trying to distill down the questions that y'all have sent me, and I got the ones that repeat the most. I'm still responding to people's questions. It's just been hard because I've been composing a lot lately, which is a good thing. So the first one I wanted to talk about was recording multiple controllers in at the same time. So let's say that you have two keyboards. You've got, maybe you're playing piano and you have another guy who wants to play bass. What you would do is, in Logic, you would set up two instruments. And if you go over to the left-hand side here in the inspector, you'll notice that if you drop it down, they have MIDI channels that can be assigned. Right now it says all, so it's listening to any MIDI input that you give it. But if you give it channel 1, let's say this one's going to be bass, and you make it channel 1, and I'll toss a bass in there. And then we go to instrument 2, and I'm going to assign that to MIDI channel 2. And we'll make that a, let's see, pop piano. So now what's happening is we've got the bass is on 1 and the piano's on 2, but if you press record on both of them, you'll hear both of them at the same time. Okay? So if you had two keyboards, you would have one keyboard, like an Axiom or something, set up to transmit on MIDI channel 1. Another MIDI keyboard would be set to transmit on MIDI channel 2. But right now, the way that it's set up, both keyboards would play both instruments. So what you have to do is you have to go up into your recording settings, and you see this little checkbox. It says auto demix by channel if multi-track recording. If you switch that on, now what will happen is the fellow who's playing channel 1 on his keyboard is going to hear the bass, and the guy who's playing MIDI channel 2 on his keyboard is going to hear piano. Now the other cool thing about this is you could assign, let's say you had a string patch, you could pop the strings in underneath, and if you assign that to MIDI channel 2, then guess what? That's going to only record with the guy who's playing his keyboard on MIDI channel 2. The guy on MIDI channel 1 still plays just bass. Now, you get 16. So you can have up to 16 different controllers controlling Logic at the same time, playing different instruments. So that is the trick to doing multi-channel recording in Logic. Now the next question that I get a whole lot, especially since I put up the controller videos, is how do you assign the transport controls in Logic to a button on your keyboard. So I've got myself my M-Audio KeyStation Pro 88 over here, and you probably can't see it right now, but it's not really important. I've got some transport buttons on the keyboard here. Well, what you would do, you just hit Option K, and that brings up your key command window. Now, this is really awesome, and it's not it's not the same as doing the automation control that we were doing. These are key commands, so you can actually assign key commands to MIDI controllers. So if I go to Global Commands, open it up, and go to Record and hit Learn New Assignment, basically I can just hit the transport button on my key station and it'll be assigned to that key command. Now, that being said, you can assign cycle mode on and off, you can assign fast forward, rewind, stop, all those standard transport controls, but check it out, you can do everything else as well. If you wanted to split by locators, if you wanted any key command that you normally use, even bouncing, you could assign that on your controller. So that can be pretty handy. So that's how you assign things like transport controls to your controller, but you can assign any key command to a controller. And the real cool thing is that will be global. All the old songs that you've created and all the new songs that you create will all see those key commands. Okay? Audio hardware and drivers. So I've had a lot of people also emailing me saying, hey, I got this USB mic, hey, I got this audio interface, and what do? I can't get it set up. I probably made a noise when I touched it. I've got a mic over on my left this time. So what you do is you go into your preferences, and you might know how to set up your system preferences, which means you'll come over here to system preferences and you'll hit sound, and it'll have internal speaker selected, and you'll switch it over to, oh, I want to record with the 828 like I am right now for these videos. And well, Logic has its own set of drivers. So if you go to audio in the Logic preferences, you'll see that you can actually select a different core audio driver if you want. So even though your computer can be set up with internal microphone, Logic can be using an 828 or whatever else you happen to have. So I suggest that if you get a USB microphone and you want to record it into Logic, just make sure to go to hit Command comma, which will bring up preferences, and then just go to your audio drivers and make sure that you have the mic selected. I know that sounds really simple, but I get that question an awful lot. Okay, so the next one is split and demix. So if I go into, let's say I have drums and percussion, ultra beat, and I'm going to use ultra beat in a second anyway for something else. So I'm pulling up ultra beat right now, and this fella said, how do you, why don't you show people how you split and demix? I think I probably did a little bit of this before, split and demix by note pitch, but I'm going to open ultra beat anyway, and you guys are familiar with ultra beat from my other videos. I'm going to pull this pattern in from ultra beat and pop it on the track here, and sorry about that sound there. And I got this ultra beat pattern playing. Alright, so if you want to split or demix regions, one way to do it is go to region and say split demix by note pitch. And if you demix by note pitch, it'll actually take every individual drum and ultra beat and put them on their own track, which is kind of nice. So hope you guys have a great week. If you want to check out my blog, it's on pyramine.com. Definitely subscribe to that. And anybody who's asking me any questions, please send me emails, because I'm getting questions on all sides, and the emails are the ones that I'm going to pay attention to for now until the new hotness comes out, which is coming. So I hope you guys have fun, have a great week, and I'll see you later. Ciao.